is up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of the PHNX Rising podcast, presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. My name is Ramon Chavez. Super happy to be here. Alongside me is my partner. I've never seen you in that shirt. It looks really nice.
Yeah, it's
Owain
a
Edwin.
new shirt, this one. I thought I'd get it out given that certain playoffs might be starting in just a couple of days' time, and
Go Suns. And of course, as always, the return of the dead man, Edwin Perez.
Edwin! He's risen.
Man. The dead man. It's like I'm the Undertaker. But I am back. Don't worry, guys. Just had a tough weekend. Shout out to Ramon. Happy late birthday to all those. Sorry I couldn't be there for the celebration, but the illness had different plans, but don't worry, we're back here for a good show.
Yeah, you look pretty bad when I saw him this weekend, but happy to be here. Ready to go.
Appreciate it.
I do want to shout out everybody in the comments. Thank you so much for showing up early, showing the love here in the comment section. We always love that. We got a great show for you today. If you haven't subscribed, though, make sure to do so. Like the show, share it on your social media. It really helps us out to grow here. And if you haven't yet, make sure to follow us on Twitter as well, PHNX__rising.
Double the underscores, double the fun.
That is right. We have a great show for you today. Of course, we're going to get a preview of Saturday's game against New Mexico. We do have some New Mexico Hate Week Twitter responses to take a look at as well.
To be clear, that's New Mexico as one thing rather than the way you said that almost sounded like we've got some New Mexico hate. No. We're not. No.
Just saying, be cool as well. No, I'm just kidding. We did get some news today about eFootball and Rising being featured on that game. I think it's their first ever appearance on a video game. So
which is fun. I mean, it's fun to be able to see them on a video game, but hey, it's
we got to look at those ratings.
Gonna be controversial. With those ratings, yeah.
So it's gonna be a good time, and then we're gonna, of course, talk about the other games happening around the USL this weekend. It should be a good time. So let's go ahead and get started. Owen, let's talk about New Mexico. Right now, they're sitting on in the 7th spot in the Western Conference with 8 points, undefeated in 4 matches. They've only played 4, which is kind of odd, right? 2 wins and 2 draws. Goal score 7, goals against 4 with the goal difference of +3. They haven't played, Owen, in a very, very long time.
Yeah, they haven't played for 3 weeks in a league game. Like, genuinely now, their last game was in March. So
yeah, Wednesday, March 30th to be exact. Yeah, against Oakland, and they did.
Well, they'll have had 2 full weekends off. It'll be 2.5 weeks when they get around to
it. They only played on Wednesday of April 5th, I think. It was a Tuesday.
It's
US,
The US Open Cup game against Las Vegas Legends, so a glorified Parks team.
I want their schedule. You only play Wednesdays and then you're free on weekends. That one's pretty fun. So
yeah. I mean, it's great for them. I mean, in some ways, they'll come in rested. Not great for them in other ways. They're going to come in and be possibly a little bit off the boil. You never know. When you have that long off, are you quite as match sharp when you come in? That's going to be the challenge for them, I think, really going into this, is that they're going to find that not only are they coming into a game that, they've had a while off, it's probably going to be quite an intense game because these kind of rivalry games often are. And that's going to be a real challenge for them.
Yeah, it's going to be around 16 days since they had the USL Championship game. So maybe the speed of the game, especially if Rising do come out really strong, especially during the first half, that's going to kind of, throw them off their game a little bit. So hopefully we're able to see that. Besides the kind of like the long layoff, is there any sort of keys to victory for Rising against New Mexico this weekend?
Ooh, well, there's a lot to kind of get into, I guess, and just chatting about what we were expecting in terms of
is that a whole account called New Mexico?
Yeah, we got a whole account now. New Mexico #New Mexico Hate Week.
I applaud the dedication. Yeah, that's awesome.
This is a lot of dedication to this, but look, I think there's quite a lot to deal with when you look at it now. With Troy Lezane having left in the off season, they've changed a little bit what they're doing, not necessarily too much. I know that Joe Farrell, when I was chatting to him this week, said one of the things is that they seem like a little bit narrower. But some of the real problems you're going to have to deal with is the fact they've got 2 really good players up top. You're going to have Nico Brett. Behind him, you'll have Chris Weehan. And both of those are players that can get a lot done. Let's be honest. Brett has scored a few goals now this season already. Taking a lot of shots for them. And he does take a lot of shots, to be clear. not the most clinical in that sense, but he still finds his goals.
Yeah.
Wehan has been playing in this league for a long time now. And there's some other people as well who you're going to find are quite important. They're just in Portillo. A lot of crosses.
Yeah.
A lot of crosses. He actually puts in, I believe it's like the 8th or 9th most crosses in the league. And you find that he creates a lot of chances for that team as a whole. Then you got a guy like Sam Hamilton, who perhaps earlier in the build-up, but he's a really good presence on the ball. A guy who Rising fans will know because he played here back in, I believe, 2018 on loan. And he is someone who you can expect to have a lot of the ball in that early kind of build-up. He's
I was really impressed with
and
him.
his passing accuracy is quite high. I believe it's around about 85%. So, he as well is a player who, if you can get to him, if you can affect him, maybe that kind of stifles him a little bit.
Yeah, no, and just to piggyback off what you just said, in their last game against Oakland, he had 70 touches, 61 out of 63 accurate passing. That's 97%. That's insane. I know he's playing mostly out of the back or their own half, but that's not bad at all. 97%. Like,
it's not bad. It's not bad. So look, there's quite a few different ways that they can kind of come at you with that. I mean, they're a team that I've had a couple of times this season. It was 4 games, wasn't it? Right, and 8 points. So they had 2 wins, 2 draws. And in those 2 draws, they were late goals.
Yeah.
Late goals to give up equalizers. So that's one thing to pay attention to because they are a team that can be quite shaky at the end of a game.
Yeah, no, and we were talking about it before the show started that they honestly could have been literally 4 out of 4 as far as wins if they didn't give up those corners or at the end of the game against Orange County in Oakland. So this is a dangerous team. I don't think Rising fans should take this lightly. I know it's Derby week. They never do that, but just looking at their lineup, they're pretty solid from up top to the middle. Maybe their backline's a little shaky at the end of the game, so that's one of the things that Rising could exploit for sure.
Yeah, because I mean they've struggled to get some of the games over the line this season. That's been their problem, and it's a problem that's applied to them quite a bit. Let's be honest, throughout their history. You only have to look back to 2019 when Rising was 2-0 down and Joey Calistri comes on and gets a brace.
There you go.
Or you look at last year when they came here to Wild Horse Pass and Santi Moore were the winner in injury time. They're a team that probably should be getting some of these better results than they are, but by the end of the game, for whatever reason, they switch off. And they concede goals that maybe they shouldn't be conceding. And that, when you're doing that, you're only shooting yourselves in the foot, right? There's nothing you can really do to legislate for that. You've just got to fix doing that.
Yeah.
And just to be clear here on a hashtag New Mexico Hate Week, people down there know New Mexico never actually won the Four Corners Cup. There was only ever one winner of the Four Corners Cup. Now, and it's no longer a thing now with Monarchs gone. Real Monarchs, only team to win the Four Corners Cup.
Oh, this is kind of fun though. Hopefully we can have that again. But moving on, there some injury news for New Mexico. Their starting goalkeeper Alex Tambakis is out with injury. Ford Parker, which is their second string keeper, was able to play during their U.S. Open Cup game. Is this something that Rising should exploit with maybe Luis Seijas just continuing to do what he does, which is mid-range, long-range shots, and really test that keeper?
Well, you have to bear in mind that you've got a goalkeeper now who hasn't played many games at all over the past couple of years. That's really something you'd hope to exploit. And it's something that most teams hope to exploit, right? Let's be honest. When you've got someone who's not necessarily fully up to match fitness, you could almost say, or not quite as sharp as having been actually out there every week playing, then you want to keep taking shots because it feels kind of like the Valley United kind of situation. If you put shots on target, eventually one of them is going to go in.
Yeah.
Okay? You just have to keep pounding the goal because... these kind of goalkeepers aren't going to be perfect. They're going to make mistakes. They're going to spill balls maybe, and then you see something there for Claudio. And I mean, it is Claudio, like, he's a poacher, right?
Yeah.
And again, I was talking with Rick earlier this week, and he was like, well, maybe we're not, because we're not a team that plays direct. Maybe we're not playing to Claudio's strengths quite as much as we could have. But then equally, if you're going to create things that might spill the ball out close, and Claudio's in there, he's the kind of guy who'll score goals, and he has been picking up goals kind of like that actually this season, even if for one of them he was in an offside position.
We'll talk about that.
We'll gloss over that one. Look, I think that there's definitely some opportunity there. You'd hope to make the most of a guy who hasn't played against some serious, competition for quite some time, and I guess we'll see, won't we?
On the other side of things, you have someone like Nico Brett, 3 goals. You were mentioning him earlier. 3 goals this season, 4 shots per game, 2 on target. So he does get his shots off. Next to him, he has Sergio Rivas, who is a speedy, winger. Is that something that New Mexico will look to exploit, especially with that back line and that shuffling in the back with Rising?
Nico Brett's a quality player. Let's be clear about this. Nico Brett is a guy who scores pretty much every other game, and has done since 2018. So he is someone, when New Mexico signed him, we all had the conversation last year when they brought in, who was the guy? Who was the guy they brought in last year where they said they were going to break the internet?
Let's see. Edwin, you might need to jump on this one.
It was a Jamaican guy back then. They said they were going to break the internet, and it was just a really dull signing. This was a serious signing.
Yeah, you sent me this.
Nico Brett was a serious... Brian Brown. Thank you, Chad.
See, Michael's
when they brought Brian Brown in, and we were all like, they were all like, USL Twitter's not going to know how to react to this. We're going to break the internet. No, it was a bizarre signing. He didn't even last all season there, right? But Nico Brett is a seriously good signing for this level. Again, this is a guy who's averaging a goal every other game for the past 4 years.
I mean, doing it this season,
you can't knock it. It's the kind of return that you need. And
so, how do you stop someone like Nico Brett? Is this more of a midfield, having someone on him the whole time, just not letting him get the ball, or?
But there's the danger then, right? Because that's when you open up space for guys like Chris Wheaton. And I know that certain people in our chat might be talking about how Wheaton's washed up ever since the Orange County buyout and all of that kind of nonsense. But he's still a player who can cause some real concerns on his day.
Yeah.
And if you're too focused on dealing with Nico Brett, you let a guy like Wheaton have space and time to do whatever it is that he's going to do, then it's a real problem. And I mean, again, the chat's saying there now, Albert saying, wow, he knows that Birmingham fans were disappointed to lose him. Well, they should be, because he's a good player. And that's I think really you got to watch him, because that's the biggest concern.
Let's move on to Rising. You wrote about the starting lineup and the potential changes to that this week on PHNX.com. So I think the main question right now is the back line. Are we going to see Lambert once again along Joey Farrell, or is this the time that we see, maybe Madrid back in the lineup? How are you seeing things?
It's interesting, isn't it? Because I know we're probably going to talk about some of these players later when we talk about the ratings for eFootball, and Mamo Madrid is a player who I definitely think we're going to be talking about with the ratings and all that. But actually, when you look at it, Manu has actually provided, intriguingly enough, a different kind of threat in that team. When you look at what he's been doing on the other end of the field, right?
Yeah.
As a guy who gets up there and is an aerial threat, it's interesting.
He's a big guy.
He is a big guy.
Yeah.
I mean, the biggest problem you've got really is James Musa going to be back, and I don't think he will be. And Rick kind of said this in the, when you've got to get a week with 3 games, it's not necessarily a problem that the guys aren't ready for Saturday, because you're going to have to rotate through the week anyway. So you just factor it in around when, if they're ready to go on Wednesday, they're ready to go on Wednesday. That's great. I think that you're going to struggle, or there's going to have to be some rotation in the back, 2 centre-backs there. Over the 3 games, you're not going to see the same 2 guys that whole spell. But it's quite how they piece that together. That's really the question.
Yeah.
And part of that comes down to something which maybe we'll talk about now. Again, I know we spoke about it on Tuesday, but now we got Edwin here as well, which is how are you prioritizing between these 2 games? Because you're playing the same team twice in a week, and then you have to look then at, who are you going to play on Saturday? Who are you going to play on Wednesday? Which one are you really more concerned about winning? And how even can those 2 interact with each other? How might a result on the Saturday impact the result on the Wednesday? And you know what? Let's Edwin, go on. You weren't here to talk about this, so let's rope you in here. Which game is more important to you, Saturday or Wednesday?
I think for me, I think it's Saturday. I think that it has to do with points in the season. You can't afford to slip up. I think you need the 3 points, because long term, we're gonna look back at it and you're gonna see that the focus for this team is the league. I mean, as much as the U.S. Open Cup run will be nice and all that, I don't think that's the priority to go win this U.S. Open Cup because there's so many things you can't control. There's so many things. There's so many MLS teams. It would be nice to go against some MLS teams and beat them and do all that. But you got to focus on the league. You're supposed to be the top team in the West and all that. So you got to beat your rivals and you got to beat them in this USL. So I think your priority is obviously Saturday, but I'm not saying you discard the Wednesday game and, just put crap out there. But at the same time, I think you put all your poker chips into the league game first.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because, we were speaking about this on Tuesday, and I think that a lot of people here, and I mean, you got Rising Nation there saying that losing to NMU would be a nightmare no matter what format, and I guess you're not wrong there. Mm-hmm. It's interesting because the league game, at least you can make up for, but it's a cup game. If you lose that, you're done. That's the big thing there. If you lose the cup game, you're out the cup. And of course, it would be the second Open Cup in a row that Rising has been knocked out by New Mexico United in Arizona. And I mean, the pressure's on Rick to win USL, is what Bobby says there, not the Open Cup. It's correct. But again, I think that But it's also interesting as well because those games, it's hard to win 2 rivalry games in such a short space because those games often end up being tighter than they should be. We saw that last year, the 3-2. We saw that in the first year of this rivalry, really, when all 3 of those games ended as draws. And despite what we want to say, I know there are some people out there who will argue the Open Cup game, well, New Mexico won that game. Well, I'm just referring you again to my good, trusty friend, Law 10, which states that kicks from the penalty mark take place after the game has ended as a draw. So the game ended as a draw. So there were 3 draws in that season. Yeah. It's hard to win all of those games, but I don't know if there's even a part, though, where you look at it and say that maybe a Saturday win gives you the momentum. I know we were talking about this outside before we came in here, but, I feel like, to a degree, if you lose that game on Saturday, you're going to come in urgently, or you're going to feel a degree of urgency on Wednesday that I don't know if it's going to be helpful even.
Yeah. It'll turn reckless.
It becomes like almost panicky, perhaps. You can't lose 2 at home to New Mexico in quick succession, and if they do, that's going to end. It's not going to look great for the team. It's not going to. It's really going to set off some alarm bells.
Owen wants me to say it, but I'm not going to say it because he wants me to say Rick Shant's out. But
I'm not telling you to say that.
But and just to counterpoint both of you guys, Rising should be winning every game. Doesn't matter whether it's on Saturday or Wednesday, and it's the short time span for recovery. It, like you guys are saying, it's a derby game. There's a rivalry here. I think, to me, the priority should be the U.S. Open Cup game as a fan. Now, if I'm Rick Shantz, I'm like, look, Joe Farrell has over 300 minutes. He hasn't gotten a break. Do I really want to put him out there again and then again on Wednesday? I don't know about that. It's like there's so much things tactically that Rising have to focus on. Saturday, you're going to have way more fans, I feel. So I feel like even if you don't put your A, squad out there, you're going to have that support from the fans. You're going to be able to maybe at least keep your composure, have that second half win, which we've seen that New Mexico doesn't play the entire, 90 minutes plus stoppage time. So if you have a B team out there and you're able to kind of get by, I think a draw would be something I'd be happy with, and then bring everybody out.
A draw in the league and a win in the cup would be an ideal situation for Rising. Mm-hmm. I think what's interesting, and I'll just hop in there about we've been talking about the intensity and all of that. Mm-hmm. What's a really interesting fact here is that there's actually a matchup between, based on cards, the 2 cleanest teams in the league at this point. Phoenix Rising have received the least yellow cards of any team in USL Championship, with just 8, I believe.
Nice.
Whereas New Mexico have received only 9.
Wow, look at that.
Detroit have also received only 9, but yeah, those two are the cleaner teams in the league. No red cards for either team either so far.
Hey, should be a clean game then on Saturday.
I'm not so sure if it will be. I think Saturday might be when that starts to turn around. Yeah. Edwin, are you about to hop in with some thoughts?
No, for me, I just think that I had a thought about the Open Cup, and I do agree with Ramon. I think there is importance to it and what it can mean, but I think with what happened early on the season, you got to prioritize the league, I think if they picked up the win in Las Vegas and had more points up to this point, I think you're more comfortable saying all the priorities should be on Wednesday. You can put a B team on Saturday, and if you slip up, it's one of your first slip-ups of the season. I think with what's happened early on the season, team looking interesting, and as Owen said,
Interesting is one word. They've
Yeah.
started to turn it around, you feel. But
Yeah, exactly. And I think Saturday could be another stepping stone in that way. So you get the win Saturday, I think it just bodes well for Wednesday. So I just think the priority, it
I like
being
that.
first, I think is huge.
Yeah.
you know what I'm really looking forward to, though?
Mm.
I'm really looking forward to the atmosphere on Saturday.
On
I think it's
Wednesday.
going to be not on Wednesday. We don't know, but please, if you're thinking about it, come out to the game on
If you guys
Wednesday.
are season
You're
ticket
needed.
holders, check your accounts.
You are needed on Wednesday. If you are even
Yeah,
thinking about not going,
We can't have
That's
Edwin,
bad.
Owen, and me again just there. We need
but
more
Saturday,
people.
Saturday, the atmosphere for these games against New Mexico United is normally really good.
Yeah.
The buy-in from the fans into this as a rivalry, because of just the dislike of New Mexico, that I'm sure we'll get on to soon,
Yeah.
is great. And the energy. I mean, we were talking about how the energy coming out of the South End last week
Mm-hmm.
felt like it was the best on a Saturday that we've seen this season.
Yeah.
Against LA2, probably the most energetic in that first half, the loudest.
Mm-hmm.
I really think that they put
Yeah, I felt it too, because I typically try to be there with you in the first half at least. And when you get me to turn around from something you say, you're doing a good job because you guys are excited, or the South End. And I'm saying you guys.
And I mean, New Mexico normally bring a reasonable number of people down as well.
Mm.
I will say that there's, of course, that talk online of, and I know people have been tweeting about it even today, about how some of those people might be trying to, the New Mexico people might be trying to smuggle themselves into the South End, which if they do, it's not going to end well for anybody involved.
Is that a threat? Owen, is that?
I don't know. I don't know. No, genuinely now, there is a New
So
Mexico
don't
guy
show
on
up.
Twitter. New Mexico guy on Twitter, I'm seriously saying they're going to try
Okay.
and smuggle themselves into the South End. And look, it's not a threat. I'm talking about reality. I know what
Look at
what's
Michael.
gonna
He's
happen.
try it.
We all know exactly what will happen if they even bother to attempt that, okay?
Yeah.
And it's not like excusing football hooliganism or anything, right?
Mhm.
We all know what that's like. I mean, when I was growing up watching football, that was still a thing to an extent, right? I was in the San Siro and we were being pelted with like lighters and bottles of urine, and it's really
You
fun
saw it after the
experience.
Barca game today.
Real fun experience at San Siro. But like,
Mm-hmm.
it's if you come and try and take an opposition end like that, you're provoking trouble.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that the South End is where Rising fans are. The most passionate Rising fans are, where they're not going to take kindly to away fans showing up in that end.
Mhm.
And trust me, away fans should be able to go to these games. They should be able to have, safety and support their team and all of that. And they should be able to be up in their little corner, right? And be perfectly fine there. But if you're going to come and try and be provocative like that, then, it's not necessarily you deserve what's going to happen after. I think that would be going way too far. But you can't then try and act as though you're being victimized, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, and
It's provocative. It's
Yeah.
unnecessarily provocative, right?
No, I think you're right, definitely. So, if you're from New Mexico, just pick your spots.
Yeah,
Don't try to go over
there's
there.
a designated like away section,
Yeah.
right?
So yeah, you can sit over there. Some more lineup stuff. Santi Moore, we're gonna see him on Saturday.
I am leaning towards no.
Mhm.
His recovery has been, as Rick described it, a miracle, right? So
Because he was
again,
running right on Tuesday.
I'm expecting to see that he will be. He was running on Tuesday. He was jogging the last week. His recovery has been quite swift. So
Mhm.
I'm expecting to see him against New Mexico, but not necessarily on Saturday. I think he may well be available for the Wednesday game in the Open Cup.
Yeah.
But I think Saturday might be pushing the timetable just a little bit too far, based on what people have been saying and what
Yeah.
Rick had to say. And
There
all
was
of that.
someone that tweeted it was like 2 to 3 weeks. You expected
Yeah,
that
so
far?
the initial talk was it was going to be 2 to 3 weeks. That was Josh Easton, right, the commentator. That's not currently the case. That is not matching up with anything the club is currently saying. It's not matching up with what Santi himself has had to say when I've seen him around the stadium. It's going to be, from what I gather, probably Wednesday. So, hey, it's not bad.
You hope he gets good really quickly. Babu not expected. Musa not expected.
I don't know. Babu was held out of a contact training session earlier this week, but he is back in training. He was back in training early doors, even if they weren't putting him into those contact kind of sessions. So we'll see. We'll see. I think it's possible that he's back. I'm not sure if you'd start him again. Maybe he's someone you might put on the bench on Saturday.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Because again, you're not going to play Babu every game that week. He's not going to play on Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday.
Yeah.
You're going to probably have Ryan Flood in for at least one of those games, if not two.
Yep.
So why not wait until Wednesday? Why push him quicker than he has to? And especially with something like a groin injury, when he is a very attack-minded fullback who is going to be running up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down. You don't want to risk that with a groin injury.
Yeah, you can't someone like that.
You don't want to risk
50%.
re-injury at this point. So you might as well leave him that extra couple of days.
Do you expect the same lineup from last game against Los Dos, where you have Lambert in the back, say he has Quinn, Rodriguez in the middle, Hurst, Repetto, and Epps up top?
It's hard, isn't it? It's hard to really tell what you want. I think that there's still a level of I see that our chat, by the way, is descending into a group of New Mexico fans appear to have shown up. So they're going to really love the next segment when we start talking about what people have been saying on Twitter. But yeah. Look, I'm not sure lineup-wise quite what we want to go with. But I don't know, because again, it's hard. It's hard to tell because there is so much like just in play here. So many different factors, and with the 3 games, that's tough. But I don't know. I mean, we got
be nice on the chat, guys.
Listen, I don't normally like get too distracted by this chat, but right now we've got 2 Chris Walkers fighting it out, and I'm not quite sure what's going on. Just for anyone who doesn't know, Chris Walker is a New Mexico fan.
Is this a Captain
the founder
America
of the Black
Endgame
Diamond
kind of thing,
supporters group. I don't even know what's going on, right?
Well, we hope for Rising to have a good game, and I honestly can see maybe Calistri slipping in there for Ep. So we'll see what happens. All right, y'all. So predictions, Edwin, Owen, for Saturday's game.
Oh, don't you make me do this.
Come on, predictions time. I almost had it last week. I'm kind of proud
of
myself.
You almost had it last week, so go on. You lead us off then.
Oh,
you lead us off.
Y'all.
You lead us off.
Let's see. Musa, Lambert as center back pair. I don't think Musa's available, right? So he won't be able to play.
I don't think we'll see him, but I'm not going to rule it out. But I don't think we'll see him on Saturday.
I'm gonna say 2-1 Rising.
You know, with 2-1 Rising. I'm gonna go
another Seijas goal.
Oh.
And I want a Repetto goal. There you go. 2.
I like 2-1 as a scoreline. I think that's possible. But if it's not 2-1, I would say 2-2.
I don't think it'll be a high scoring game. So
I do. I think I'm agreeing with Michael here. Shout out
Michael did get it right last time, right? He said 3-1
Rising. Well, we don't have odds at the moment, unfortunately, but we will provide odds for these, I'm sure, as and when they become available.
I think when it's a rivalry game, it bodes for goals, especially setting up for Wednesday. I think both these teams will be going hard. I'll go 3-2 Rising, get the 3 points. It's gonna be a great game. I really do think it's gonna be a banger of a game.
All right, y'all. So looking forward to that. And if you haven't purchased your tickets, I'm sure the players and the organization would like as many fans as possible there on Saturday.
Got to pack out Wild Horse Pass for this.
Should be fun. All right, y'all. Let's take a quick break and talk about our friends at OGs. They have 2 awesome promotions going on. The first one, actually both of them, I'm really excited about. So the first one is talking about the Suns playoffs. All right. So if you guys. Obviously, we're in Phoenix. I'm sure you guys have watched at least some basketball. If you're interested in going to game 1 of the Suns playoffs this Sunday, you can. And the way to do it is by hooking up with OGs. So OGs will be hooking up 2 lucky fans with free tickets. So you got to be on the lookout on our Instagram, which is PHNX_sports. And again, that's on Instagram tomorrow for our post about official rules on how to enter. Again, if you're looking to go to game 1 of the Suns playoff run, you have to go follow us on PHNX_sports on Instagram. The second one is about Buds-a-Palooza. So you guys can join our friends at OGs. They're going to have something going on downtown for the 420 festival. I know 420 is in the middle of the week, right?
Yeah, but this isn't, is it?
Yeah, so this one's going to be a little bit earlier, so you guys can enjoy dope.
Which is great because you can then do that then and come to Rising's Cup game on actual 420.
There you go. And celebrate with OG. So you guys can enjoy dope music, dank munchies, and overall good vibes. You can catch our boys Shane, Sean, Totri, Derek, and Saul out there too. And if you want more information and purchase your tickets, you can visit budsapalooza.com and get your tickets there. So a lot of stuff going on with OG's got one of their hats right here. So all right.
Yeah, he's just stealing all the hats that he can
Anything
find.
they
at this
gave me, I'm
point.
just gonna take
anything
it.
they can give him, he'll take
I
it.
sell out, dog. If you guys give me anything, I'm just kidding. But yeah, good stuff there from our friends of OGs. All right, y'all. So Owen, I'm gonna turn it over to you because you got something going on.
Oh no.
You got your
Okay,
own segment.
so on Tuesday we made an error, maybe. We asked you all because we knew what was happening. We knew what you were doing on Twitter. We
Wasn't an
knew
error.
that
You wanted
were...
this.
Hashtag New Mexico Hate Week is what people were doing on Twitter.
Hey.
Right? Getting ready for this. And since there's 2 games against them, we thought we'd buy in. We'll see what you have to say. Now, we asked you to tag us, and we'd be showing some of them. Let's have a little look through some of what Twitter has had to say this week. So, Edwin, our first one here. This one from Thomas. New Mexico with a late lead. Self-destruct button.
It's a big red button saying
It's a big red button saying self-destruct. You know, do you think this is accurate, guys? What are we thinking?
Yeah, good stuff there.
So far, yeah.
So far, okay, number 1 is accurate.
Nice.
Let's move on to number 2. New Mexico fans travel well, says Michael. No shit. If I lived in New Mexico, I'd want to leave at every opportunity as well. These guys are all laughing. They're loving this now.
I was going to say something, but I'll say that.
No, come on. What are you going to say?
Go ahead.
This
Okay.
was my first time
go with the
seeing
third
this.
one. Go with
Yeah.
the third one.
It's your first time seeing most of these, is it? Okay,
Yeah.
we'll move on to number 3. Number 3. This one from Rob. All this miserable wind blowing east the last few days proves how bad New Mexico sucks. It's a weather-related joke.
Damn, that one's really nice. Who was it? Robbo? Yeah, good stuff
That took
there.
some thinking, that did.
Yeah.
That did, all right. Number 4,
You all right,
please.
Edwin?
Everybody making fun of Pat Bev for over-celebrating a playing game win, but at least he didn't do something corny like making history hats just to lose in the play-in. Speaking of which,
Sheesh.
someone actually mocked up Pat Bev in a New Mexico United history hat, and here it is. There he is. He's got the hat.
Oh my goodness.
He's got the hat. The hat. Remember back when they lost in the play-in in 2019?
That's not good.
You can remember it now with your own New Mexico United history cap.
Oh man. Shout out to Pat
Okay.
Bev. He plays hard.
Number 6, please, here. Trophies, their own stadium. Things eluding New Mexico United. Now, remember, New Mexico spent over $800,000 campaigning for their own stadium. They wanted to get this finance deal done with the city, and it was the only bond measure last year in that election that the voters of Albuquerque rejected. 65% of them said no.
Wow.
Very united, if you
I
ask
did
me.
not know that.
It failed, yeah.
That's a slap in the face to
So
that.
they are now stuck in the baseball stadium
Oh
for now.
my god. That's terrible.
Ice Steps Park, or keep going. Let's have a look at the next one. Or as some people like to call it, the Meth Lab. Idiot NMU fans, Phil says, trying to hate on us when they play in a baseball stadium at a hashtag Meth Lab.
Oh my god. I mean, I appreciate the
it's
Walter
known
White
as the
reference.
lab. It's known as the lab, right? Because, you know, the Isotopes play there.
Yeah.
Okay, it's Isotopes Park. It's also, to be clear, it's Rio Grande Credit Union Field, isn't it? At Isotopes Park. So it's actually named, funnily enough, it bears the name of another team in NMU's league. So,
And I'm assuming it's the
There we
meth
go,
because
Phil.
of Breaking Bad, right? Because of the show.
oh, that's why everyone just keeps referring to meth whenever they want to talk about New Mexico
Oh,
United.
fine.
Yeah, but it's just...
Jeez, guys, you guys did
All
a
right,
great
let's
job.
keep going. We got more. We've got more. Breaking news, NMU edges out Coca-Cola as the world's largest producer of plastic.
I don't get this one.
Edwin, what do you think?
Plastic makers. It's pretty solid. Not my favorite. Didn't
Sorry,
make me
Dan.
laugh as much, but I get it. I get it. I get
Well,
it.
Dan's in
more
our
than Ramon.
comments. You know, he can...
No, I
react
appreciate
and
it.
feel
No,
fair.
I get that. No,
right,
no,
we'll move on. We've
that's
got
solid.
two more to go through.
Is that about microplastics?
Let's go here. From Phoenix Rising Nation, NMU and centerpieces always middle of the table.
Jeez.
Now, there was another tweet from Phoenix Rising Nation. I did ask the boys here. Ramon vetoed it, so please
Oh,
just
come on.
direct. I asked if we should put the other one up, and Ramon, you're the one who said no. Okay? So
It
that's
would've
why
been
we've
on
got
you,
this
though.
tweet. That's why we've got this tweet. You know who to direct your anger at now, chat. You know how to go. And this is the guy. We blurred it. We blurred it. We pixelated it because this is better than not effective. We can't be showing this.
You know how many times Owen sent this to us?
The tweet from Justin. Oh boy, a tweet related to my favorite team, New Mexico United. This tweet he has tagged as not safe for work. If you guys want to find it, go look up Justin Weber on Twitter.
I mean, you can pretty much make out what it is. I don't think we're not.
Yeah, but you don't. It's pixelated slightly.
Slightly for your pleasure.
Slightly for. Why are you saying this, Ramon?
Come on, man.
Oh no.
This is when they used to have those like really bad videos, like after 12 on VH1. You know which ones I'm talking about. You can see everything. Anyway, great stuff, guys. Yeah, I'm proud of our Twitter section.
They're keeping the hate week alive. I'm sure there'll be more content tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday morning because it's a long hate week this week.
Yeah, that's a lot of hate for a week, but we'll see. I'm sure they can pull it out for an entire week there. All right. Thank you, Owen, for that. That was pretty nice. Edwin, any thoughts on these tweets?
They're funny, man. Listen, this fan base is passionate. You got to give it to them, but they're very clever. They always crack me up. Even the chat, shout out them who are chatting right now. They make me crack up. Sometimes I'm muted here, so you can't hear me, but I'm laughing.
He's cracking up over here.
There. So I get the easy job where I get to laugh at what you guys are saying in the chat.
Yeah, great job. Sorry, Rising Nation, I did veto that last one, but you did get the pixelated one. So
you got the pixelated elephant tweet. So
yeah,
I mean,
there you go.
There's a level of just sometimes that's what you're gonna get. And...
Yeah, sorry, y'all, but keep trying. Yeah, we always welcome them. I'm sure we're gonna want some more after Saturday, so make sure to send them over to us at PHNX__rising on Twitter. All right, y'all. Before we move on to kind of like the last segments here, I do want to talk to you about DraftKings. So the NBA playoffs mean next level basketball. Get ready for all the action by betting the play-in tournament with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. New customers can bet $5 on any team to win and get $150 in free bets instantly. All DraftKings Sportsbook customers can also bet on NBA hoops with same-game parlays. You can combine multiple bets from the same game for a bigger payout. The more legs you add, the more you can win. Plus, each day of the plan, get a risk-free bet up to $10 if your same-game parlay doesn't hit. So again, download DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use promo code PHNX. Bet $5 on any NBA team to win their game during the play-in tournament and get $150 in free bets instantly. That's promo code PHNX at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. You do have to be 21 and over, Arizona only. Gambling problem, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. New customers only, minimum $5 deposit. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details.
Before we move on, I just kind of want to shout out the fact that we have actually got a couple of New Mexico fans in the chat here.
Hey, guys.
Yeah.
I do like driving through New Mexico, though, when I'm heading towards Texas because we get...
That's a real compliment right there,
No,
I like it when I'm in my car.
Can I finish my thought?
And I start not in New Mexico, and I end also not in New Mexico. But for a brief moment of time, I am passing through.
Here's the only reason I like driving through it. Because in those McDonald's there, those are the only McDonald's you can get the green chili doubles from McDonald's. So it's a little fun fact for you.
So what you're telling me is that the only reason you like New Mexico is because McDonald's.
You get to drive through it to get to Texas, and then the McDonald's there, yes, offer the green chili doubles there. Yeah. So thank you, New Mexico. Appreciate you. Great stuff there, right?
You know what? Let's go back to DraftKings. We're going to be talking about we're going to be talking about USL and stuff around there, but let's have a look at the odds for tomorrow. And we'll start with Game of the Week, shall we? Start with Game of the Week?
Let's see, what is it?
Because we got odds for tomorrow's games already. Game of the Week, Detroit City against Birmingham Legion.
We built this city.
Who are you thinking? Before I read the odds out, who are you thinking? Who do you want in this one? Detroit, Birmingham, draw? What are you thinking?
Detroit.
He's taking Detroit. Well,
Detroit.
The good news here is that on DraftKings, you can at the moment get plus money on any outcome.
Ooh.
Detroit City plus 130, draw plus 215, Birmingham Legion plus 185. So you going in on Detroit there as the favorite?
Yeah, I'll take Detroit.
He's taking Detroit. He's agreeing with that one. Then there's one other game tomorrow. Both of these are 4 o'clock kickoffs, Arizona time, by the way. We got the Baby Bulls and RGV. Baby Bulls and RGV. What are you thinking?
Was that
ignore the comments.
Come on, guys.
Baby Bulls and RGV. Who are we going with?
Is Edwin on mute? No. Okay. What is this? The Toros, those Matadors matchup here.
Who are you taking, Baby Bulls or RGV?
Let's see.
Or a draw?
I want to give it to RGV, but I'm gonna go with the draw.
You going with the draw? With the draw, you can get that at plus 265.
Ooh.
Red Bulls at plus 200.
Watch RGV win like 4-0 or something. Like that'd be terrible. But yeah, good odds. We don't have the odds for the rest of the games, right? But
we're waiting on those. They normally come out tomorrow, so
Nice.
hang on fire on there. You'll get those.
Hey, that was pretty good last week, except for yesterday with what was it, San Diego? Yeah, they messed me up. So
yeah,
thanks a lot, San Diego. Yeah, guys, keep up the great chat here. It's been entertaining.
Should we talk about now, if we're gonna look at around the USL? There was some big USL news today, wasn't there?
Yeah,
really big USL news that no one is acknowledging from USL. But hey, we'll acknowledge it.
They were told not to, according to Owen here. No, so basically, PES, which is Pro Evolution Soccer, which was kind of like the main.
Which is now eFootball, isn't it?
Which is now eFootball, yeah. It used to be called Winning 11 as well, if you're an old timer. But
that's really old, guys. It's been PES for a while, and then now eFootball,
But yeah, they're basically the competitor to FIFA, the EA FIFA, and so if you've had a chance to play it, it's not the best quality as FIFA, but it is pretty good to play overall.
You're really selling this, aren't you?
I'm selling it, yeah. And I'm saying this because of my experience today while trying to do this research. So
please tell them exactly what you experienced today.
But basically, the USL Championship is part of eFootball, which is a free football game. There no, I don't think Konami which is the maker of the game, are selling this game anymore. It's just free for you to purchase on your PS4, Xbox, PS5, whatever you have. And you can play it with the USL Championship team. And that includes Phoenix Rising. So we were able to take a look today and check out the team. Rising is the highest overall out of the entire league with a rating of 67. And before you say anything, I feel like that's pretty good.
New Mexico are on 65, by the way.
Yeah. And it's free for a reason, Michael says. Can't even play with them. To Reese's point, it was again, I only got like maybe 30 minutes before I had to come over here to play with the eFootball, but you can practice with Rising and any of the USL Championship teams, but you can't actually play a game with them, which is really weird. So I'm hoping they'll update it, which is apparently what's going to happen moving forward. So hopefully we can get an update and be able to play with our team.
I've just seen, and unfortunately we can't show you this, but if you want to look up what Chris Weir's head is like in-game head.
That's terrible.
It's really disturbing.
It's like when you create a player and
I was doing this because I was looking up just to see, comparing Rising's ratings to New Mexico's ratings. But Chris Weir has got the weirdest head, and unfortunately, we can't show it to you because I've only just found it now. But it's bizarre.
Yeah.
Should we talk about the ratings?
Yeah, let's put them up. Let's see if we have it. I was able to get a screenshot.
So this was from the lineup earlier. Bear in mind that some of these are because people have been kind of moved to different positions, their natural positions. But the top overall players in there, you've got Luis Seijas. I'm not going to get it wrong now. We went through that earlier this week. Luis Seijas, 69. Aiden Quinn, if he's in the correct position, also 69. Darnell King, 69. And funnily enough, in the back line, not that he's in this back line because we've got the real back line. Actually, you can probably see the Chris Weir face now, can't you?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, the middle.
Yeah, it should be in there. Chris Weir, his face is in there, but Manuel Madrid is the other 69 rated player in there.
That's interesting.
Manu is one of the top 4 players on Rising's team, one of the best centre backs in the league, according to eFootball.
I think it's due to the fact that he has some Liga MX experience and all that stuff. I think they're basing off of that.
Yeah, I was about to say.
The other thing I'll say is that I feel like we gave him a really bad rap last season, and this season now, right? Is he the paciest? No, he's not. But neither are any of the others really. He's a very physical presence, and he's good in the air, and his reading of the game isn't too bad either. And he can play the ball with his feet reasonably comfortably. So I mean, it's
second overall in the league is San Diego Loyal as far as teams are concerned with the 67. El Paso 66. San Antonio with 66. Looking at the other side, Monterey Bay is rated 60. Las Vegas 62. Orange County 63. And Oakland Roots is 63 as well. So I'm kind of surprised about that one. Louisville is only 65 as well. So
yeah, I mean, I feel like this is a very, very weird, like, kind of ratings. I wouldn't read too much into them because I think they're a bit. I'm sure if we went and spoke to some of the players, they would not be happy with these ratings.
Well, the one I'm kind of questioning is Lambert because he's rated 67, and not one of the best defensive players on in the league. And then Rodriguez is 66, so Arturo as well.
Yeah, and Jonathan Levin is 66 as well.
Yeah.
So, like, we're putting Levin and Arturo on the same.
Yeah, Repetto 67, Santi 68. If you guys wanted to know, Solomon Asante is in the game as a free agent, and he's rated 70. So just a little heads up for you guys there. But yeah, weird. Niall Dunn, the lowest one, 56. Antwi with 57. Chasten 59. Lalo 63. So yeah, interesting.
What's most intriguing is the fact that they put Arturo Rodriguez as a defensive midfielder.
Yeah, and if you put up the graphic again, Edwin, the one with the lineup, you'll see that right there. Because this is the lineup from last game. I don't know. I don't know where they're basing it off. Yeah. So, but they did get the lineup right from last game, so that's pretty good for most part. But yeah, some more tidbits here. Ben Lunt, Rising's goalkeeper, he's the tallest player in the USL Championship in the game. Manuel Madrid has a strength level of 77. Epps is in the top 20 in the league in dribbling. Darnell King is top 40 in speed. I thought that was kind of surprising. So no, because he's typically the faster player. So Repetto is top 15 in finishing with 66. Quinn is top 10 in passing with 70. I could totally see that. And Lambert only has a defending level of 62. Yeah. So Edwin, what do you make up all this stuff?
eFootball owns the rights to Liga MX, if I'm not wrong, right?
Yeah, they're doing this weird thing where it used to be just players, and now it's like teams. Like there was some controversy a few years ago with Juventus because eFootball was able to get their likeness, and so Ronaldo on FIFA was just called something else. Piamento something was.
Piamento Calcio?
Yeah, that was the team on FIFA. So
still is.
It's weird, man. I don't know.
Yeah, they're buying up quite a few of the Italian clubs, which
yeah. And so you also have some international teams as well. They don't make an appearance in FIFA, but they do show up on eFootball. So, yeah.
Well, I was gonna say, I mean, if they do own Liga MX, I guess Liga MX experience for Real Madrid obviously probably plays a huge part there.
Yeah.
But also, I don't know how they made these ratings, right? Mm-hmm. But if they're looking at recency biases, I mean, Real Madrid's definitely been one of the better players on the team this season. Again, this is just assuming that they did recency, and that's probably not the case because. Yeah. Who knows how they came up
I think they were just looking at resume because Say has a 69, and he's played in Europe. He's had some stints over there in South America, so
he's kind of probably already on the radar for some of these things because you look at it and some of the clubs he's played for have been decent clubs.
Yeah, so don't take too much into account basically if you're getting upset about this, but yeah, if you want to download the game, you can do it on your console device and just have a good time. Like I said, I don't think you can play with the USL teams on anything besides practice mode, which is kind of disappointing. But yeah, just give it a shot.
It's bizarre, isn't it? I mean,
yeah, it's edition 1.0 Forza Piemonte FC. Yeah, it's their 1.0 edition of 2022. So I'm sure there's going to be a lot of changes coming up. So if you download it, give it a second. If you don't want to spend the $60, $75 on FIFA, you guys can download this one. So pretty good. That's it on my take with eFootball.
Yeah. Well, I think we should talk a bit about any games on Saturday that you're interested in particular in seeing.
Let's do it. Let's see here.
I'm intrigued by San Diego Loyal against Louisville City.
I was just gonna say that
Louisville
one.
City. That is the highlight for me.
Louisville.
I know you've got this game of the week is Detroit against Birmingham Legion, but the real game of the week, let's be real. If you're ignoring Phoenix Rising New Mexico, the other game of the week in this league is I'm reading the one from the line below.
You're looking at the one next to it.
San Diego Loyal against Lou City. It's San Diego Loyal against Lou City.
San Diego Tide.
That is the one for me. I think that those are two teams that are. I mean, Lou City is historically the kind of like the bar of success in this league. Let's be honest. A team that has won the cup several times, that has gone off and made the conference final every season that they've existed. So, if you're looking at a team that's just the bar of success in this league, that's Lou City. And San Diego this year have come out looking pretty good.
Yeah.
They struggled. They struggled last night against Oakland, which was a bit of a strange one.
Yeah.
But hey, They fought. Oakland really fought on that Playmobil pitch. The
Question about their
kind of
pitch. What is that? That's not grass at all, right? Because I
Oh,
thought they just
Ramon,
painted it
are you
on.
new to this one?
I think I am.
Do
Because
we need to start talking about the Oakland
just give me the
pitch?
little, like the tidbit. Yeah, give me the.
It's Velcroed together.
The heck?
There's different bits and they're Velcroed
How is
together.
that safe? Can you
Good
even slide on
question.
that?
Yeah,
Oh my God.
It's a weird pitch. Like, no
Yeah.
one likes it. No, everyone hated it last year when they had to go play on it.
Yeah.
But hey, it is what it is.
Yeah.
One that's actually kind of interesting here. San Antonio against El Paso.
I was just going to mention that.
It's a
El Paso got the win.
Copa Tejas game.
Copa Tejas.
Yeah, well, El Paso starting to turn it around a little bit. Can they keep that going?
Yeah.
Because they really demolished Monterey Bay last week.
Poor
But up until
Monterey.
then, they've been struggling. So
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Any other games that catch your eye?
Let's see here. We got Orange County, Sacramento. That one looks pretty interesting. Tampa Bay, they lost last week. So from what I heard,
Can they bounce back against Tulsa?
Exactly. Tulsa's been pretty decent. Their coach apparently left, and this is Rowdy's coach, left to Europe, right, to get his licenses. That's what I was hearing, his coaching licenses over there. So I don't know what happened there. Maybe that, shook up the team a little bit. So we'll see how that happens. Other than that, I think, I don't know is there one more after? No, that's another one. So, yeah, I think those are the games to watch, honestly.
Yeah. I think we've probably hit most of those on the mark there.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the big one, which is the last game of the night, if you ignore LA Galaxy 2 Monterey Bay that no one really cares about, which is Phoenix Rising against New Mexico United.
And again, with Monterey Bay, they have not played at home yet because they're having their stadium built. So May 7th, I think, that's when they're going to have their season
It's a little
opener.
way off still, but they're getting there slowly.
Yeah, and I think it's starting to wear on the players that much traveling. So we'll see. We'll see if they can do it against Los Dos over there in LA. So, Edwin, any games you're maybe looking forward to?
For me, it was El Paso. That game, the Copa Teja. I think obviously just a rivalry weekend. Obviously with us Rising versus New Mexico United. So that one interests me, and obviously the other one, the Louisville. But nothing else really catches my eyes. I think it's just matchups where I think you can expect the winner. You can expect the result where you're like, okay, this one should be a draw. This one should be a win. I think the rest are straightforward. So I think this weekend's highlighted by 3 to 4 really good matches.
Yeah, I think Rising and New Mexico are like in that tier with San Diego and Louisville as far as attractiveness. So looking forward to that for sure. Well, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. So it's an interesting week in USL. You never know.
It is. It's interesting. There's always weird results that'll catch you by surprise, like Loudon starting the season with a couple of wins.
And now they're going back down to earth.
Now they're going back down to where they belong.
Man. But yeah, good stuff. All right, y'all. That's pretty much it for us today. Thank you, Owen, for the insight. Mr. Edwin, thank you for using that mute button because I know you were.
So can we give a couple of shout outs here?
Yeah, let's do it.
A couple of shout outs. Can we shout out Steve on the birth of a child?
Oh, congratulations, Steve.
Congratulations.
Nice,
And
nice.
also, would you say big up the club for going out to Maryvale?
Oh, they're doing like a soccer clinic.
I feel like
right?
it's been a while since we've seen. There's been a couple this season now, but it's been a while since we've seen a lot of pushing stuff over in the west of Tempe. Let's be honest.
we'll put it like that.
It's good. Let's unite the whole valley.
Yeah, for sure.
If you can't unite the whole valley behind it, then it would be a bit of a disappointment.
Yeah, no, I'm sure those kids are gonna love it over there in Maryville. So, and they definitely play soccer over there. So yeah, hopefully they have a good time over there. It is goalkeeper appreciation day. I just saw that on Instagram. So shout out to Ben Lunt and Lalo over there keeping the clean sheets under the sticks. So hopefully that happens again on Saturday. Edwin, anything else?
Shout out to the people in the comments.
Yeah, you guys were awesome.
They were at it tonight. Wow.
Both the Rising fans and the New Mexico fans for sticking around and dealing.
I like how Twitter just kind of migrated to here.
We appreciate it.
We became the new Twitter.
They found the link. The link.
So
all right, y'all. But yeah, shout out to everybody on the chats as always. Thank you so much for being lively.
And Cole, thank you for your big nope comment there.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. So if the New Mexico fans want to join us, we're gonna have a live post-game show after Saturday's game. So that's gonna be real fun. So make sure to stay tuned for that one. And again, if you haven't followed us on social media, Twitter is the way to go. PHNX__rising.
Double the underscores. Double the fun.
That's right. All right. That's it for us. We'll see you on Saturday. Take care.